Steve, can you explain to me why you painted your brake caliper like this? Got the rotor and the pad? Listen, I can explain. At the last track day, you saw me and Bryce tearing up the water for road racing track. Drove super hard and I cooked the brakes. So, I'm doing a full brake job.
Oh, okay. You're doing the brakes.
I didn't just paint over the brake pad and the caliper just to drive it again. That would be so stupid. So I got a full Powerstop. I think there's C23 kit. Don't quote me on that. Got a full brake kit. Look at these puppies, dude. Look how thick, drilled and slotted, nice and thick.
Ooh, sheesh.
So, carbon ceramic pads, they can handle a little bit more heat and should stop, and less dust. So I'm excited. Lots of upgrades happening today. So not only at the track day did I completely cook my brakes, I also destroyed my right rear wheel bearing. So I got 4 more wheel bearings that we'll do today. So...
Okay, I was gonna say, I was pretty concerned for a second. I just saw you start rattle canning the house down. I totally forgot you bought brakes.
I know, dude. I'm kind of mad at myself because I just did the extended studs when I did the angle kit. And Marcus said, I don't know if it's in the video or not, Marcus said, you probably should replace the wheel bearings because you're gonna have to do this all again when the wheel bearings go out. Literally 2 weeks later, the wheel bearing goes out.
That's so bad. It's only been 2 weeks. So, I heard the howl. Did I not tell you it was a wheel bearing howl?
I know. Well, that's what happens when you drift an older car. So I have to do extended studs again. Fuck. But
hey, but at least we taught you how to get the studs out with one hammer swing, so you'll be ready this time.
Yeah. So, obviously in today's video, we're going to be doing a full brake job and wheel hubs around the whole car. So, you guys already saw me do the wheel bearings, and so I'm not gonna spend too much time. We're just gonna mess around. It's Friday. We're gonna have some fun.
We're just gonna goof around and drink some beer and get the job done real quick.
So, I got a little bit into the project when I realized I didn't buy new extended studs and I had to stop. So, I already have this side off. Got the knuckle off. Let's go put a wheel bearing in this. Pound some studs in, put a wheel bearing in it. It's crazy how much tighter these are than the ones coming off the car. Like, this takes significant force to turn, and then here's an old one from the front. Oh, well, minus the stud that's sticking out. Like, look how easy that is. Interesting. What do you think? Is this risky or is this gonna work?
I think it's gonna work.
Oh, just a little leverage here on the vise.
Here, let me get in the way with the video camera. Make it harder for you. Get flat.
Oh my. This e-brake isn't looking too good. I think something for the e-brake assembly is getting stuck on the rotor and it's not letting me take it off. This fell out of the back. Not a disc brake expert, but I don't think that's good. Looks like we're gonna have to leave the rotor on until I do the rest. Hot dog. Man, those axle bolts are no joke. Whew, a little dirty. Got the axle out. All right. So we got the e-brake shoe, the rotor, and the hub off. Typically when you do this, you just take the rotor off first, but it didn't want to come off, so. All right, so I got the old hub out. Looks pretty crusty, but cool. At least we got this out. So now I'm trying to figure out why the e-brake is still holding on to the rotor here. It is not happy. Golly, what a pain in the ass. I'm thinking I had these extended too much. So you can adjust the handbrake by turning this gear here, and that brings the shoes together and farther apart. I'm thinking I had them too expanded, and it just couldn't get off the rib. Dude, look at that. There is literally like no pad left. That's crazy. That must be from all the burnouts. Same thing with this one. There's like 0 pad left. Yep. Well, racing will do that. There we go. Got the caliper cleaned out. Alright, so now I gotta compress the piston so that way I can get the, because these had no pad on them left. The new ones have a crap ton of pad on them, so I need to compress that piston in so when I put the new pads on, I can actually fit it over the rotor. And you gotta try to do this without ruining the paint that you just did. Alright, so, sorry, I had to do it without the camera in front of me, but you can see that I have the piston completely compressed back into the housing now. Alright, so you guys can see that these are, at least for the rear brakes, they're a single piston sliding caliper. And I'm actually missing the boot here on the slide pin, but you can see it over here on this side. So I'm actually going to rebuild these calipers during the winter. For now, I'm not going to rebuild the whole sliding mechanism because we only have 1 or 2 months left until it starts snowing here, and I'm done driving this car for the whole season. And I'm flying to Germany this weekend for work, so I really need to get this car done so I can stop blocking the boys so they can get out of the garage because I'm on jack stands in the driveway. So for right now, I'm just going to clean the pins up, throw some grease on them, and during the winter I'll take the calipers off, pull them apart, and I'll clean all the sliding pins. So right now I'm going to do that, and then we'll put the brake pads and the clips back in. Dude, first of all, look at this. This blows my mind. Look at how much, like, this brake pad was literally down to the metal backing. That is crazy. Look at how much material is on this pad. Oh my God. That is nuts. Alright, I promise, it's only like 5 minutes later. But there we go, we got both brake pads in, all 3 of the springs. So, now that we got the brake pads in, let's get the new hub on, and then put it all back together.
You know what you're doing?
Wax on, wax off. I don't know, this is my second time. I hope I know what I'm doing.
And it won't be the last, huh?
Yeah. Here's our nice new rotor. Slides on perfectly. No wonder it was so hard to get on. Gotta push that on all the way. All right, there we go. Rear brakes are on. All right, rears are done. Time to do the fronts. All right. So, I don't want to do an alignment. So I'm going to take this hub off without undoing my front tow arm. Watch. Stay tuned to see how we do this. So, 3 bolts, and now we can take our SLR Angle Kit and our inner and outer tie rod, and we can kind of just move them up and out of the way. So now we can get this knuckle off. Old crusty wheel bearing out. Alrighty guys, so it's starting to get dark, so I started to rush a little bit here at the end, but I greased the slider pins. The front calipers are a dual piston sliding caliper, so I got the new brakes in there with all the clips, and I greased the sliders, so the brake is ready to go. I got the new hub in, sweet. I got the angle kit back on, and I hooked everything up, so really all we have to do now is put the rotor on and put the caliper on, and then we're done and we completed our job. But I wanted to show you the front brake pads. These are looking pretty rough. There's a ton of hot spots from that last track day, and it is a good sign that they were braking evenly, which means one of the sliders wasn't locked up. You can see that there's even pad wear from left to right, which is good. These pads had a little bit of life left in them, but you know, they're pretty toast. So I am happy to throw these away. Here's the other one. See all the hot spots? Oh my God, yeah. That brake compound was breaking down. You see all the cracking? It's pretty bad. So, yo, look how good the Corvette looks with the new brakes on. So for those of you guys who are curious, this is the recommended break-in procedure by Powerstop. Like always, thanks again for watching the video. If you made it this far, thank you. That means a ton to us. So I'm gonna go put the wheels on the car and I'm gonna go break in these brakes. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.